Good afternoon. Welcome to this regular meeting of the Providence City Council. Today is Thursday, January 21st, 2020. Mr. Clerk, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you please call the roll?
Council President Matos.
Present.
Present.
Councilwoman Castillo.
Present.
Councilman Correa.
Present.
Councilman Espinal.
Present.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Present.
Councilwoman Harris.
Present.
Councilman Igliosi.
Present.
Councilor Kerwin. Councilor Kerwin, did we get audio from you? I see you present. Can you hear us?
We cannot hear her. She's speaking, but we cannot hear her.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman LaFortune.
Present.
Councilor Miller.
Present.
Councilman Narducci.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Ryan.
Present.
Councilor Salvatore.
Present.
Councilman Taylor.
Here.
You have 15 present and no absent members. You have a quorum.
Thank you. The invocation this evening is going to be given by Councilor Catherine Kerwin. You're muted. We cannot hear you.
Now,
Yep. Better, yes?
sorry, I think I'm having some issues with my computer. Thank you, Council President. Fathers, let us pray. God, please look over us as we navigate this historic pandemic and this historic change of power. Please let us remember first our neighbors who are unhoused, without jobs, or suffering from this virus or losing loved ones. In the words of Amanda Gorman, our youngest ever poet laureate, if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left with. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America is going to be led by Councilwoman Nerva LaFortune.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the
the
republic
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
Liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all. Madam President, it's Councilor Salvatore. I just have a quick point of order, and I don't recall if we did this or not in March or April, but I just happened to be looking at the city council rules earlier today, and Rule 2A indicates that we should hold our regular meetings in the city council chamber at 7 o'clock. I don't know if we suspended that rule indefinitely in March or April, or if we have to do that at every meeting. I don't recall. Maybe we did.
Councilman Salvatore, yes, thank you. We suspended that rule
Okay.
early on, and I don't believe we need to do it at every meeting. I can ask the solicitor if you'd like his opinion, but we've done that. We did that a long time ago.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that we did suspend it indefinitely. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we did. Thank you.
Thank you, but I would love to hear your feedback. If this meeting time doesn't work for the councilors, please send me a message and let's talk about this, all right?
I am not recommending that we move these meetings to 7 o'clock. 5:30 works just fine.
And it was a good question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. With that, can we hear from the solicitor about the legality of this meeting?
Yes, City Solicitor Jeff Dana, per Executive Order of Governor Raimondo, we are permitted to hold this meeting via Zoom as opposed to in the council chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Mr. Clerk?
Appointment by His Honor the Mayor. Item 3, communication from His Honor the Mayor.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan?
Motion to waive the reading of items 3 through 7 and refer to the Committee on Finance.
Second that, Madam President.
The motion has been made in second to waive the readings of items number 3 through 7, and these items will be referred to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Appointment by City Council President. Item 8, communication from Council President Matos dated January 19, 2021, informing the city clerk of her appointment of Councilor Rachel Miller, and Councilman Pedro Espinal as members of the Special Committee on Economic Growth Strategies.
Received. I'm looking forward to you guys looking at that population growth study.
Thank you, we will.
Presentation of our ordinances.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
motion to waive the reading of items 9 and 10 and refer to the Committee on Finance.
Second that, Madam President.
The motion has been made in second to waive the readings of items 9 and 10 and to refer to the Committee on Finance. I just want to do a check for co-sponsor. I see Councilwoman Anthony has your hand is up. You want to speak on that? Can I just check for co-sponsor first and then I'll come back to you? Great, perfect. Any additional co-sponsor for items 9 and 10? Councilwoman Castillo? Any additional? Councilor Kerwin? Okay. With that, Councilwoman Anthony.
Thank you so much, Council President. First, I'd like to speak on item 9. I'd like to speak in support of amending our ordinance to create an independent Department of Sustainability. Right now, the city's ordinance establishes a director of sustainability, but not a department. This ordinance creates the Department of Sustainability so that the director will be like any other department head. The department will also have its own budget. The Department of Sustainability is charged with creating and promoting a healthy, low carbon and climate resilient future and an environmentally just city. This ordinance also codifies the city's energy goals, including being 100% carbon neutral by 2050. If Providence is to accomplish that goal and the other goals, we must engage every part of our economy and use every tool we have. We need a sustainability department with a budget to accomplish this task. As you know, Leah Bamberger, our Director of Sustainability, has worked closely with the Racial and Environmental Justice Committee, as well as many other stakeholders, to create the city's Climate Justice Plan, one of the first of its kind in the country. In Providence and around the world, people of color have contributed the least to the climate crisis, yet they are disproportionately burdened by the polluting industries that are causing climate change and other environmental degradation. They also are most exposed to the impacts of climate change, like extreme heat and flooding. The department will use this plan to guide their very important work. So I would ask for your support of this particular ordinance. Would you like me to speak on the second ordinance, Council President?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, you can. And then after I see the hand for Councilman Goncalves, I'll go to you after.
Okay, thank you. I'd also like to ask for your support of the enactment of a building energy reporting program. So this is going to be one of the tools, the most important tools we use to combat climate change. Cities across the country are benchmarking energy usage because it results in real cost savings and helps us measure progress towards sustainability. Here in Providence, buildings account for over 70% of its greenhouse gas emissions. The city of Providence has been benchmarking its energy uses since 2010, and that has resulted in a great deal of savings, hundreds of thousands of dollars of savings for the city. This energy benchmarking ordinance will require owners of buildings in the city of Providence with 10,000 or more gross square feet to report their energy usage annually using an Energy Star portfolio manager, which is the internet-based tool developed and maintained by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to track and assess the relative energy performances of buildings nationwide. The purpose of the program is to encourage energy efficiency, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, to enable more effective energy and climate protection planning, and to provide the public with information concerning the city's and others' energy consumption. This program will also help building owners take advantage of existing energy efficiency programs offered by National Grid as they are required by law, and will help National Grid also develop programs that will better match building owners' needs. Real sustainability will take the effort of every single one of us, and I ask you to enact this important legislation. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the team at our Office of Sustainability, specifically Leah Bamberger, the director, as well as the members of the Environmental Sustainability Task Force and the Racial and Environmental Committee for their hard work for a sustainable future for the city of Providence. And I also would thank you, Council President, for directing everyone to see the number of attendees we have today that have attended in support of these two ordinances. There has been a letter, a sign-on out for only 2 days. We have 200 signatures in 2 days, and we have important organizations in this field that are supporting these two ordinances, including the Audubon Society of Rhode Island, the Climate Action Rhode Island, NRDC, National Grid, Conservation Law Foundation, the Nature Conservancy, Truthbox Architects, Green Energy Consumers Alliance, Sierra Club, Institute for Market Transportation, Woonasquatucket River Watershed Council, Clean Water Action, Handy Law, Armory Management Company, and the Acadia Center. So we have a lot of people that are in support of these very, very important ordinances, and I would like you to take that into consideration when we pass them at some point. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Anthony. Next, I have Councilman Goncal.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Councilwoman Anthony, for your remarks. The time to act on the climate crisis is right now. Not yesterday, not in the future, but right now. And we've seen the devastating impacts of climate on our backyard, whether it's the Port of Providence or seeing some of the highest childhood asthma rates in our city that disproportionately impact our Black and Brown communities. We need to codify our Office of Sustainability. And I want to thank Leah Bamberger, Emily Koo, the Environmental Sustainability Task Force, the REJC, and everyone that's involved in this initiative so they can continue to do the vital work to protect our environment. The Building Energy Reporting Program ordinance is a significant step in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in our city, and also a significant step in tracking our energy consumption. And again, we need to act now, and we need to act swiftly to ensure a clean, environmentally sustainable city, and we can't wait. So these two pieces of legislation are a step in the right direction. And I want to thank the sponsor, Councilwoman Anthony, for her hard work on these initiatives. And I'm proud to be a co-sponsor on these excellent pieces of legislation to preserve the future of our planet, and most importantly, a climate resilient city here in Providence. So thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you, Councilwoman Anthony, for spearheading these important initiatives.
Thank you, Councilman. Next, I have Councilor Miller, who's going to be next.
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, I want to thank Councilor Anthony for her leadership on this and the city partners, and just briefly say, you know, we really often think about climate change as too big for us to make an impact on, or like too small, right? Like sorted into these personal choices of consumption, or it's a big national or international effort. The reality is, right, like our city and our residents are feeling the impacts of climate change in numerous ways now. And there's this, you know, the buildings make up a huge amount of our emissions. And so this major infrastructure piece of our city has a huge impact. And so I'm really excited to have the discussion about these ordinances, and just really, it's a way to really think about the way that Providence can have a very direct impact on quality of life and on climate. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Next, I have Councilwoman LaFortune.
Thank you, Council President. I want to thank Councilwoman Anthony and Leah for all their hard work on this, and Councilwoman Miller, Gonzalez, and everyone else who's sponsored this, and also all the groups that are in our city that are fighting for climate justice, that are fighting to create a more environmental resilient city. Providence is a port town, and we need to think about the impact of climate change in our city, from rise in sea level to also the emission, the gas emission from our buildings. We need to think about creating more green spaces so that the future generation can live in a clean city, can breathe clean air. We have parts of the city where there are high asthma rates that impact some of our most marginalized groups. My brother, he was born with asthma and respiratory issues, and before the age of 1 year old, my brother would spend almost a month in the hospital due to that. We have to have these conversations. We have to work on these initiatives, and we have to put the investment in it, which is why it's so important to have an environmental sustainability office within our city, because this has to be a priority. If it's not, we're not going to have a city for our young people to grow up in, for us to raise our families in, for people to invest in. So I'm just so happy and thankful for all the hard work and those who have been fighting for this. And it's wonderful to see such a diverse group of people advocating, which shows us that this issue is important. And it's also critical that we work with our state legislators as well as our federal legislators to ensure that we get funding to support these types of initiatives, because it's not just Providence alone, it's our whole state. But we need support for this, because we could talk about it all day long, but the dollars have to back these initiatives. So again, thank you, Council President. Thank you to all the groups, and hopefully we'll be moving towards a more resilient city. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Next, I just want to check, Councilman Goncalves, did you wanted to add to your comment, or just, okay. All right, then next I have Councilman Espinal, and then Councilman Salvatore next, okay? Councilman Espinal.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam President and members of the Providence City Council. I'll be brief since my colleagues and the sponsor, Councilwoman Anthony, or the other co-sponsors have so eloquently expressed the reasons, all the good reasons as to why we need to support this ordinance. This is very special to me, and I'm glad to be able to have the opportunity to co-sponsor as well, since the Port of Providence is in my ward. And as you know, Council President, my ward has been hit hard by environmental injustice for decades. And this couple of ordinances here is definitely a step in the right direction. That this here will begin to line things up as to where they need to go, and guiding us in becoming carbon neutral, and measuring the usage of energy by these large buildings, and also institutionalizing the Office of Sustainability. So as a result, we're going to have a better city, a better and cleaner environment, a better and safer community. And it's something that from South Providence and Ward 10, we deeply appreciate everyone that has done work in this, and all of your support. So again, from Ward 10, for myself, for my family, for all of us that live down here, thank you so much for taking this step, which is so important to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Next is Councilman Salvatore.
Thank you, Madam President. If there's no objection from the sponsor, I would like to be noted as a co-sponsor on item number 9. No objection. Mr. Clerk, you got that?
So noted.
All right, great. right, so I just wanted to double check. I see that Councilman Espinal, Councilwoman LaFortune, your hands are still raised. I just want to make sure you're all set. Okay, just checking. All right, so the motion has been made and second to send this item to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Mr. Clerk.
Item 11, Councilman Goncalves and Councilwoman Anthony, an ordinance and amendment of Chapter 27 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Providence entitled the City of Providence Zoning Ordinance, approved November 24th, 2014, as amended to add certain parcels to the historic overlay district.
Refer to the
Madam-
Committee on Ordinance.
Okay.
Presentation of resolutions. Item 12, Council President Matos.
Leader Ryan.
President, motion to waive the reading of items 12 through 14 and refer to the Committee on Finance.
Second that, Madam President.
Okay, the motion has been made and second to waive the readings of item numbers 12 through 14, and these items are going to be referred to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 15, Councilman Goncalves. Resolution requesting the traffic engineer to cause Ship Street to become a one-way street in an easterly direction from Clifford
Leader Ryan.
to Richmond Street.
Madam President, a motion to pass item 15 on a voice vote.
Leader
Second,
Ryan,
Madam President.
let me just check with the clerk. 1 second. All right. So, I'm sorry, Leader Ryan, can you please repeat your motion?
The motion at the request of the sponsor is to pass item 15 on a voice vote.
Okay. Is there a second from Councilwoman Harris, second? Okay, motion has been made and second. Motion has been made and second. Thank you. To pass item number 15 on a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 16.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
motion to waive the reading of item 16 and to withdraw at the sponsor's request.
Second that motion, Madam President.
The motion has been made and second to withdraw item number 16 by request of the sponsor, and the sponsor would like to speak. Okay, Councilman Goncalves.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to speak to the withdrawal of this resolution. With the likely change in leadership in the governor's office, my co-sponsor and I have asked to pull the resolution until we have a better understanding of presumptive Governor McKee's plans regarding the small business community. Thank you.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Reports from committee. Committee on Finance.
President.
Councilman-
Leader Ryan.
Motion to waive the reading of item 17, pass on a voice vote and refer back to the Board of Contract and Supply.
Second the motion, Madam President.
Motion has been made and second to waive the readings of item number 17, and this item is going to be passed on a voice vote, and it's going to be referred back to the Board of Contracts and Supply. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
I think I got a little ahead of the clerk on that. You want to
You-
say
you learned-
18?
You're learning from Chairman Igliosi.
He's taught me well. I shall yield to the clerk to say number 18.
Okay, item 18, Finance.
Madam
Committee-
President, motion to waive the reading of items 18 through 21 and to receive and approve.
Second the motion, Madam President.
Thank you. The motion has been made and second to waive the readings of item numbers 18 through 21, and these items are going to be received and approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
May I have it?
Item 22, Promise.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
motion to waive the reading of items 22 and 23 and to refer to the Committee on Ordinances.
Second the motion to waive the readings, Madam President, and refer the item.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconds to waive the readings of item number 22 and 23. These items are going to be referred to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry. Sorry. So the correction, Mr. Clerk. They're going to the Committee on Ordinance.
Okay.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 24, petitions for compensation for injuries and damages.
Refer to the Committee on Claims and Pending Suits.
Communications and reports. Item 25, communication from Jim Mendelson, Providence Innovation District Phase 1 owner LLC, submitting the annual progress report required by Section 9.1 of the Tax Stabilization Agreement between the City of Providence and Providence Innovation District Phase 1 owner LLC.
Receive.
Item 26, communication from Council President Sabina Matos, dated January 19, 2021, submitting her resignation as a member of the Special Committee on Economic Growth Strategies.
Receive.
Presentation of resolutions and congratulations. Item 27, resolution extending congratulations.
Leader
Madam
Ryan?
President, motion to pass item 27 on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
The motion has been made and seconded to pass item number 27 on a voice vote. Discussion?
Madam President, thank you. I think it would be appropriate for us, for this body, to recognize yesterday's historic events. Like many of you, I watched with pride, with great pride and quite honestly relief, with the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. As a woman, as an elected official, it was an honor to finally witness a woman being sworn in as Vice President of the United States. She and President Biden are both the embodiment of hard work, dedication, and a drive for public service. Vice President Harris swearing in marked some significant firsts for our nation. Godspeed to both President Biden and Vice President Harris, as we are depending on them to lead the way to a better tomorrow. And surely we have learned these past few years, leadership matters. God bless them and God bless America.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I see Councilman Goncalves with your hands up for discussion here. Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? I just want to also congratulate our president, new president. It feels really good to say Madam Vice President for sure, Kamala Harris. Councilman Ducci, were you going to add a comment?
No, I guess I can throw my Trump sweatshirt and sign away now, huh?
Stop.
Yes, you may.
You do as you please. I just want to wish our new president and vice president the best of luck.
I just want to add one quick thing. And I forget her name. The young lady that read the poem. I really had, I really filled up listening to her and to see how much she put into that. And I was just proud for myself also, just being, an American and hoping that we're on the right track now to bring our country together as one, as it should be, as it should have never been divided the way it was divided. It was a sad 4 years. It was a shameful 4 years. And moving forward, I'm glad we're in the position we're in. And hopefully we as the city council can also do the same thing moving forward too. We got a lot of work ahead of us.
Thank you, Councilman Ducci. Yeah, her name is Amanda. I think Councilwoman LaFortune wants to
Amanda
speak.
Gorman.
Oh, Amanda. Okay, thank you. Councilwoman LaFortune?
Thank you, Council President. I share everyone's sentiment. This inauguration, and as Leader Ryan mentioned, Majority Leader Ryan mentioned, it gave us a sense of relief, but also the historical context. I think about Shirley Chisholm, and Shirley Chisholm once said, "I'm not the candidate of Black America, although I am Black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement in this country, although I am a woman and equally proud of that. I am the candidate of the people of America." And as Councilwoman Ryan said, these are two people who truly represent folks, Americans, working Americans, people, the diverse communities within our country. And that's what we needed after 4 years of turmoil and chaos, and a leader who perpetuated hate and division. And so I am so excited about the future. This is historical for our young people, particularly our girls. And personally for me, as someone who was formerly undocumented and an immigrant, to see an immigrant woman who embodies many identities, like many of us here, is very powerful. And it's a reminder that, you know, there is always a pathway to success. And that glass ceiling is not permanent. There will always be an opportunity for us to break it. So this is onward for all of us. And I look forward to just seeing what this will bring in the future. So thank you. And thank you to everyone who worked hard to get these two elected. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I have Deputy Majority Leader Harris.
Thank you, Council President, for giving me the opportunity to speak. This is
You're muted, sorry.
Speak on. And I want to thank my colleagues for the words that they have shared. I also share in all the beautiful spirit that my sisters in government is sharing today. But I also want to say that I'm a woman of prayer, and I do believe that in this time and place, we have to have empathy and prayer for each other. For those that don't believe in prayer, it's a powerful thing, because you go beyond yourself to be able to reach beyond you, and you don't look at yourself as the person, you look beyond yourself. So I want to say that although I love my sister, I was crying when I seen her walk down the stairs, walking towards a place of power. I was so excited, but what moved me more was when our president bowed his head and prayed for all of us, put a shield over all of us. And that meant so much to me. And I gotta say, I'm from the South. I immigrated here, moved to South Providence. I always call myself a Southern, because from the South, I moved to the South, right? However, Garth Brooks, when he said, "Sing Amazing Grace," audience, guess what? I started singing. It is time for us to rise up. I think we have prepared ourselves as a council. I'm very proud as I think about each and every one of you and the work that you're doing in your hearts that you're putting into everything you do. We're prepared. So whatever come our way, I think we have positioned ourselves. Like Councilman Narducci said, let's get stronger. Let's become a team. I love you all.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Amen, sister.
All right, so with that, the motion has been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Presentation of resolutions in memoriam. Item 28, Council President Matos and members of the City Council, resolution extending sympathy.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan?
motion to pass item 28 on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
The motion has been made and second.
Madam President.
Just 1 second, Councilwoman. The motion has been made and second for us to pass in an unanimous rising vote. Councilwoman Castillo, do you want to have a discussion?
No, I want to say, I want to give a memory to Bienvenido Garcia, a big leader in south of Providence, passed away yesterday. We lost a man in big community, can be, enforced too much for the south side and help a lot of people with the urine leak. And I'm so sad because this is one of my friends, but I want to do it by his name too. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Yes. Leader Ryan, I know you have.
Madam President, yes, thank you. I'd like to first thank Councilwoman Castillo for her heartfelt remarks. And I think it would be appropriate if we adjourned tonight's meeting in memory of Bien Garcia. He was a remarkable leader in Rhode Island community, known for his generosity, his loyalty, and his giving heart. He was the founder of the club Juan Pablo Duarte in 1991, which has become a hub for social, cultural, civic, and political engagement for multi-generation Dominicans in the state. He was also the founder of the Dominican American Association of Rhode Island. His concern for the well-being, for the youth's well-being brought him to the Providence School Board, where he was appointed to several terms. Additionally, he was a trustee of the Providence Building Sanitary and Educational Association. Bian was director of programs at the Urban League for more than a decade and later became the environmental director of the city's Department of Public Works. He was very engaged in local and national politics, recognizing the importance of civic engagement. And above all, he was known for his love for both his native Dominican Republic and for the love of his adopted homeland, Providence. Providence and the state has lost a champion. On behalf of the council, we offer our condolences to the family and friends of Bien Garcia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Council President.
Thank you.
You're in the middle.
Harris.
We need a second, please.
Yeah, you second the motion first?
Yes, I
Leader?
did. I
Okay.
second.
So the motion has been made and second discussion. Deputy Leader Harris.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader Ryan, for such a great legacy of this man. I met him during the period of time.
You're muted. You're
I
muted.
met him
Okay?
during the time of Urban League back in the day when there Reaganomics times. You guys, some of you don't remember Reaganomics, and that was a period of time where there was opportunities for people to grow in the community. I met Ben Garcia there, and I happened to, as a council person, be able to become a family of the Wigan Village. He served on the board of Wigan Village. I also want to also put that out there as well. He was really wonderful and big on growing the Latino community, but his diversity meant a lot. And I want to say that I want to share in that, his inclusion and how we grow as a people. And I really appreciated him in my life as well. Councilwoman Costello, I'm on with you. I understand your heart. And so many people are hurting right now from the virus and have taken away so many people that we love so much.
Thank you. I see that Councilman Espinal also would like to add to the discussion.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Bien Garcia was a good friend of mine, and he is what you call a true leader, a great activist. He's the true definition of someone that you could trust, someone that cares, and someone that lived a great life. He leaves a great legacy, and he did a lot for others. So the community is truly at a loss. My condolences to his family, to all his friends and everyone that knew him. He was a caring man, and he will be deeply missed. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. And if you, my colleagues, would allow me a moment, I just want to say something in Spanish because I know some of the friends and family are watching. So, de parte del Consejo de la Ciudad de Providence, nosotros les tendemos nuestras más sinceras pésame a ustedes, los miembros de la familia y la familia de la comunidad de Providence, de Bienvenido García. Bienvenido contribuyó muchísimo a nuestra sociedad aquí y al establecer nuestra comunidad dominicana y latinoamericana aquí en la ciudad de Providence, y lo vamos a extrañar mucho. Le agradecemos a él y por todo lo que hizo y a toda su familia que permitió que él hiciera tanto por nuestra comunidad. Así que los vamos a tener siempre en nuestros pensamientos y en nuestro corazón. Thank you. So the motion has been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned on memory of Bienvenido Garcia. Leader Ryan?
I just wanted to say thank you all. It's been a long and productive meeting.